A life that is so smooth, you need to pray more. So those pressure, I would say, they sometimes are not very bad because they push you to actually get some things done. You will start somewhere. See, your start point is not your finished one. That's simple. We need to be able to differentiate survival and purpose. There's no greatness without failure. In the journey of growth, in the journey of sustainability, humility is one thing you must have. Yeah.
So what will you say to a young person who is feeling the pressure to look successful, even though they are struggling privately?
Somebody came to me and said her boyfriend told her that it was just out of pity, I'm dating you. One of the days I put there, your daughter is in gratitude, was a very big failure. In fact, I lost one job.
Wow.
Yes, and I still posted on my status that I'm in gratitude. So the gratitude does not come from winning all the time.
You know, do you believe women has to work twice as hard to be taken seriously?
For you to be valuable, you must have the right character, you must have the right competence, you must have the right capacity. Obviously, these three go with it, and that's it.
Today on the Growth Conversation podcast, we welcome an exceptional leader, educator, and business strategist, Dr. Jennifer Seidu. She is a woman driven by purpose, excellence, and impact. She's the lead consultant and the CEO of JV Management Consulting Limited and the Dean of the Cairo Schools of Enterprise and Professional Development, where she helps shape the future of entrepreneurs and business leaders across Nigeria. Dr. Seidu holds a PhD in measurement and evaluation from the University of Lagos and currently serves as a visiting lecturer at Trinity University, Lagos. Today, she joins us to share her story, her lessons, and her wisdom with a new generation of leaders.
If you are watching this, that means you enjoy intelligent conversation, and this is the Growth Conversation podcast. Here we have honest conversation about growth, about life, about purpose, faith, and about becoming better. Today, I have the honor to a woman who has really helped so many business, whose work has really shaped both young and adults, and I have the honor to welcome today on the second episode of the Growth Conversation, Dr. Jennifer Seidu. It's so lovely to have you here, man.
Yeah, thank you. Nice having you. It's nice seeing you again. As much as I preferred my name, Jennifer Seidu. It's beautiful. I love it that way. The title, keep it for now. So let's talk.
For me, I can't actually keep the title.
Okay.
I just have to refer you as Dr.
It's
Jennifer.
all right.
And by the way, you're looking very lovely and sharp.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel better. I feel good. Thank you you look good as well. Awesome. As always, you've always looked very sharp. One young man that I've always admired how he carries himself. Well done.
It's Dr. Jennifer Seidu's schedule is really, really so tight, and I'm really grateful that we get to have this right now.
Thank you. You call it growth, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The least we would do is to support the growth wherever. You know, I'm sure I'm not. You know that one of the things about Better Me to bring my business, one of the slogan or one of our motto is supporting growth. Remember?
Yeah.
So when it comes to growth, we're always forthcoming. Anyway, Thank you for the privilege to join in this conversation.
All right, thank you. So lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
So before we get dive deeper into the conversation proper, I would just like you to tell us some few things. So beyond all the titles and all the achievements, what God has helped you to achieve in the past, who is Jennifer Seidu, and can you walk us through what your childhood actually looks like?
All right. Yeah. Well, I will just a brief of Jennifer Seidu from Imo State. Is that? Yeah, from Imo State. The Seidu, of course, married. My childhood was one of the beautiful experience. Sometimes I think that the Gen Zs are missing a lot. you know.
You need to tell us more.
No, you guys are missing.
What do we miss
You don't
exactly?
play the usual play. Okay. Run in the rain, did the tent, go to your friend's place. It's dark. The friend follows you home. You follow the friend back home again. Follow each other to your parents' houses. You follow me to my house. We stay. I walk you back to your house, and you have just followed me to go. We don't do all that. It was fun. It was fun going to school with people you call truly friends. No phone. So everything you do was very very interactive, physical. We could relate to each other, we walk, even when we had money in our pockets, we walk home together,
I experienced that also.
It was a lot of fun, for me, staying in Lagos and sometimes going to see my grandparents' home. You could stay under the tree of the mango, agbalumo, all those very fun. My childhood was quite fun.
Wow.
Was quite fun, yes, I would say. I mean, those of in our own time, you would know that it's, especially when you have to go home during Christmas, those days you must always go home, and we look forward Christmas time to go home, see grandparents. I loved my grandparents, both sides. So I played a lot with them. So yes, I would say my childhood was fun. I mean, we had real friends that we still have now, obviously. Yes, basically that.
Wow, it's so good to know that you have a very lovely
Yes, I
childhood
had.
growing up. So, but while growing up, have you always seen yourself becoming the person that you are today?
The truth is, maybe yes, maybe no. I over time you would just wish, but first I wish I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Wow.
Yes, my parents wanted me to, especially my dad wanted me to be a medical doctor. Oh, this is my daughter, medical doctor. So I carried the name medical doctor, but as things would have it, getting into the university, that those who would say that JAM did not give us what we wanted, or maybe we didn't pass well, as the case may be. Yeah. But that wasn't the case. And we somehow got into the university, started a course, both need to be precise again, couldn't, for some reason, wasn't flowing. It wasn't looking like what I wanted to do. And then somehow I got married and left where I was, University of UU. I think I'm going to be giving a little bit detail of myself, right? And then that was at the time I got married, and then I got back to Lagos State and then started University of Lagos again from the beginning. At the time I got married, and then to say that I had all my kids most of my kids while I was on the university. To say that I have 5 children, anyway, 5 grown-ups.
Wow.
Yes.
You don't look like it.
Yeah, 5 grown-ups. I mean, 3 graduates, I would say, and the rest of them. So
I need to share with us the secrets.
I'm here already. You're listening to it. You're listening to it.
5 grown-up kids,
Yes.
and you're still looking. I mean, you need to.
I have 5 kids. So you're listening to it already, isn't it?
Okay.
So then I got into University of Lagos, and I had my kids. I mean, 3 or 4 of them. 3 of them in the university. I mean, they're also graduate now, and that was that was at the time I began to look into what I wanted to do, and I noticed that I love to make impact. I would love to teach. I would love to. So somehow I grew that passion, away from medical doctor. Of course, I didn't eventually study medicine. So I went to counseling and psychology, and at the University of Lagos. And then after that, I had loved to go back to school. Immediately, I went back to do my master's. I went back to do my PhD almost immediately. And then now that another, however, I started working. So this, asking if I knew if I was going to do this, I would say no, and I would say yes. Yes, that I have passion to make impact, but I didn't know what direction it was going to lead to. Now, but in the course of getting to have my first degree, second degree, I began to have direction. And I would say that this direction had been changing as I grew into it, obviously. Yeah. One thing I would always say that when people say, I knew I was going to be a medical doctor, it is possible, but what area of medical doctor, what would you be practicing? That's another thing. So these things are not obviously constant. As you get into one, you now begin to see. So when I got to doing my master's, I knew I was going to lecture. So I would say that I also lectured in a private university. I lectured in Trinity University as it were. So I knew I was going to lecture, but which university, I do not know. And then while I was doing my master's and working somewhere else, that was when I started JV Management Consulting. So JV is about 14 years now. Wow. Right, that was at the same time I started the business. So I was doing that and doing this, and then growing the business eventually. So it was at that time I began to realize that what I'm doing now is what I should do, but what dimension, to what degree, I'm still kind of trying to identify that, because each day I get something new and get deeper into the thing. Exactly. Right. So yes, I didn't from the day one knew I was going to do this. But as I began to grow, study, learn, and then I began to see that yes, there's something, I have a course, and then there's something I have to do. Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Speaking about clarity.
Yes.
I mean, I think clarity is one of the things that young people these days we find it very difficult to get. How did you find that clarity? I mean, these days, a lot of young people find it very difficult to find purpose. Even I think it's one of the most asked questions by young people. So how did you get that clarity to know, okay, this is what you want to do at that age?
First, self-awareness. Who are you? What defines you? I said I used medical doctor, but let me use my profession. There are a lot of consultants and HR consultants, management consultants, strategists in my field do what we do, right? I would always say something, at whatever job you find yourself doing, understand your person and play your person in that job. Who are you? You're the only one that can define yourself. If you then define yourself, say for an instance, I want to categorize myself in 4 places. Myself with my friends, myself in a worship place, myself at home, and myself in the workplace. If you do self-analysis of yourself in these 4 categories, you realize that you're different persons in 4 places. Agree with me?
Yeah.
That means that how you would going to play the role you play as a friend may not be the same role you will play, of course, in church or at work or with your family, isn't it? Now, does it necessarily mean that you're 4 different persons? No, you're one.
You're still one
exactly. Person. So each of those roles will still give you clarity. So the question is, who are you? What kind of a friend do you want to be? And I think talking about purpose, there's something we are missing within the concept of purpose, right? Purpose is not what people define for you. So a lot of times we chase our purpose based on what the society has mapped out, what our parents think, what our friends, who our friends are, what are they doing. That is not purpose. It's within you and is with you. So you define it, and it's not static. No, the reason it's not static, the purpose is from the conception to birth. Meaning, of course, life itself is conception to birth, right? And it's a cycle. From the conception, which nobody knows, to the birth and to the age development, it keeps changing. From that identification, you begin to know, okay, at 5, I play this role. You can't be same person at 10. You won't be that person at 15. At 30, society is beginning to tell you're not married, a young man. Then, but that is not what defines you. So your purpose is what then? Who am I? Where am I going? What destiny? At what time would you know the destiny you're to fulfill? At what time? What is destiny in the first place? Who defines destiny? So these are questions you would ask before we now begin to talk about what purpose am I fulfilling. It is not what is Bible, somebody or book is going to tell you. They will atomize it and then you marry it with who you are. There are so many things about you that everybody that has known you, even your mother and your father, things they know about, they do not know. You know, right? You're the only one that knows. So if you can define that person, you can begin to address purpose. One thing, purpose is not static. It does not, and means that you will now begin to find out that people talk about consistency. Consistency sometimes is maybe used in the wrong way. You may be consistent doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, I've said that. I think you need to say that again.
You'll be I'm consistent doing what? The only thing that is consistent is where you are going. How you're going there will never be consistent. Let's use the story of Joseph. He had a dream. In his head, he was the only one that believed his dream. Even his father told you, what are you saying? What that would all be buying down before you. But he didn't know how deep that dream would take him. If he had known, maybe we wouldn't even have mentioned it. But he had a dream. There was a conviction. But how did the dream come to pass? With all trials, temptations, betrayal. Exactly. So if you now say, oh, my clarity, I have it. There is no. It is the clarity comes as a stage. The clarity could even be failure. The clarity, in fact, you may get it. You may only get that clarity when you fail.
Wow.
Yes. I want to take it from context view, right? Now, so whatever your hand finds doing positively may be called purpose, but sometimes it may not be purpose. Maybe survival. Maybe survival. So we need to be able to differentiate survival and purpose.
I think a lot of people actually live in this survival.
You see, what I see more is survival-driven people, old, young, middle, and the rest. And it is not anybody's fault. It is not even me too. Some parts now survival they do for me.
I think you can't deny that.
When I started JV concert, now survive I did. I was looking for low hanging fruit. I was knocking at every door. But now they get small choice. We come and no feed us. No, this
So
or no.
when you say survivor can actually lead you to purpose.
Yes, that is what I want to say. You will start somewhere. See, your start point is not your finished one. That's simple.
Wow.
So if you now say, because I've started, I've gotten clarity. No, you have not started the journey. You need to understand the journey. God would always have you a start point. And if you look at people who are great, it's not, see, I hear people say after 1 year, 2 years, yeah, stop bragging yet, you're not there. 1, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. 5 years, you're still learning because there are things to learn. When you begin to talk about 10 years, I will give you example of the palm tree. That's one of my best trees ever. You know why? Every part of palm tree is useful.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's true.
How many years does it take palm tree to grow?
I think
a lot of trees are like that grow that long, but there's something about palm tree. It's not just because of the number of years. I read somewhere there's one of the tree that is quite humble. So I want to bring us something. In the journey of growth, in the journey of sustainability, humility is one thing you must have. So there's something about the generation where getting 1 million naira, it didn't matter. What it do you? Come over road. You know that kind of no respect for either. Humility is very important. So in that journey, what you must have something, and the only thing that humbles you must be from the internal of you, not the external. When you're humbled by the external, you're not a humble person. So, I mean, I just tried deviating a little, right? So, the purpose, yes, it's not that thing you are just found to do at a time. Please, if you start to survive and begin to get clarity. Yes. There's nothing wrong in starting with survivor. Because you not go hungry. You're not going to steal. It is beautiful to start somewhere. But you see that place you're starting, it's just the beginning. You're not there yet. 1 year, 2 years, look for mentors. If you're not getting mentors, train yourself, but look for mentors. I'm not talking about, okay, let me give you a story. I'm talking about mentorship. Some years back, 7 years into JV Management Consultant, I said we are 14 years, right? Yeah. Somebody called me and said there was going to be a business training somewhere and invited me. And I was interested. The business training was learning how to build your business. I mean, if you're a business person, won't you attend that kind of training? Sure. You would now. I was interested. Sleeping over it, and I said, this training sounds good. I called this guy. I said, come, this training, who is organizing it? He said, one guy. I said, who is the guy? He said, one guy is very good. I said, okay, does he own a business? He said, no, he they teach. I said, how can you teach me that I've done 7 years in my business and he doesn't own a business? What is he going to teach? Let me be managing myself like. And I didn't attend the training. Mentors. It is not because somebody comes out in the public place to talk that makes the person a mentor. The question is, what has the person achieved? Not even after 1 year. You're looking at people who have achieved something, has passed through what you've passed through, survived it, reinvented, innovated, and then had moved beyond a certain stage. Then you can be listening to them. So mentorship is not because somebody had maybe a camera, but what have you achieved? And when I talk about achievement, I'm not just talking about money. What have you built? How many lives have you touched? Yes, have you imparted? So over time, yes, you can now begin to. So these are for me the areas I think I'll allow us to talk more. Though if you leave me, we keep talking this thing.
Yeah, still on that. You know, I still want to take us back to some of the things you've been able to achieve over the years, your titles, things you do and all of that. You know, from all the things God has really helped you to achieve so far, was there things that people see and love out there, but it actually took you a lot of sacrifice? You know, people don't get to see all of those sacrifices and all of that. So what's that thing that actually like costed you so much to actually be here today?
Cost me everything. Denial of self. No, one thing, when you talk about title, like I would always say, leave the title. Those ones, they are not. You see, I have come to humbly realize that there are people with a lot of potentials, but they are highly you don't see them and predict who they are. You don't just see them and say this is this person, except you come close to them, and I admire them a lot. So let's even leave it. The thing is that for you to even achieve anything, if I need to talk about the business, if you're talking about business, 14 years in consulting in more of male-dominated environment is a lot of sacrifice. It may not be is my person, naturally my person. You would have to study all night. In fact, let me even talk about, you will kabash, you will pray, because I have come for those, whatever you believe in. If you want to pray to God, fine. If you want to pray to God, whatever it is that you put your heart to do, but I'm talking about praying to God. You will fast and pray. Yeah. At a time, I even learned on the job. I learned on this job. See, there were things I didn't know. A lot of things I didn't know how to do. But realizing that there was a need, I began to study and began to learn. So there was a lot of sacrifice. Going back to school, paying so much money you don't even have, learning again, losing friends that I didn't even have a lot of them, because sometimes you don't even get to talk to anybody. You're just on your own, And then I think most importantly, at a time I was lonely.
So it caused you to be lonely.
I was lonely. I was lonely at the time. I mean, maybe it's still causing me that maybe I'm still a bit lonely. I was really, really lonely at the time, because you got a point where you begin to ask yourself, what do I have to do? What do I have to offer? What is that thing? So the bigger the dream, the more you shrink to yourself and want to think out what to do. Because you feel that the crowd you have, you'll be distracted. You're not the one saying it, but the kind of dream you have would naturally put you at a spot where you need to sacrifice a lot. And that sacrifice will start from you, right? From the fact that you need to deny yourself a lot of things. Yeah, there were a lot of scenarios. Wow. I mean, a lot.
Well, thank you for sharing that openly. Speaking about kabashing earlier, I realized, because I follow your status and some of the things that you shared online, I realized that if you share 5 things, 3 out of it will be about you thanking God, appreciating God and all of that. What impact, or how will you say that has really, help your life in one way?
Okay, so this story.
Sometimes maybe you want to do a business. How do you differentiate when you are meant to, like, okay, do this, let this thing be logical without involving spirituality and all of it to it?
How would I not involve spirituality now when I'm spirit myself? I don't understand. When I take myself off myself,
okay.
Yes, see, the human is a psychological being, philosophical being, spiritual being, and all being, and emotional being. So there's no way the 4 part of you will not play a role when you are doing anything. There's none you're going to talk of. Even in business, you'll be spiritual, you'll be emotional, come into psychological will play, philosophical, logical will play. So if I not say, okay, there's no way, let me take the spiritual. The intuition, it's spirit, it's spiritual, it's psychological, spiritual. Yes. Wow. Your intuition is your guide. That's what we call the connectivity with the universe. It's not the conversation for now. Wow. Yes. So you say that guiding angel. One of them is your sixth sense. That's your intuition. And because a lot of time we disobey our intuition, we get things wrong. It happens to the best of us. Now, so when you ask I'm always saying, Father, I'm grateful, I'm in gratitude. Both in good and in failures, I'm in gratitude. So sometimes that gratitude is that I felt something and I've learned from it. So somebody comes and they say, this is your gratitude. I see God is blessing you. I just laugh. One of the days I put there, your daughter is in gratitude, was a very big failure. In fact, I lost one job.
Wow.
Yes, and I still posted on my status that I'm in gratitude. So the gratitude does not come from winning all the time. And when you say that thing, it gives you that calmness in this. You're not competing with anyone. You see, when we begin to work with trends, we compromise a lot of things. I'm not saying you don't work with trends, but you need to reduce to which you have put yourself in trends. What part of you can you balance? So yes, kabashing is important. Whether it's kabashing, whether you're putting emotion, the 4 aspects of you must play a role in every relationship you find yourself, business, friends, whatever. Really. Otherwise, you miss some things out. You must be logical enough. You must be spiritual enough. You must be emotional enough. You must be psychological, and you must think like the philosophers themselves enough to be able to handle situation.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So I really want us to talk about something. you being someone who work as a woman who work in corporate organization. So I believe this is 21st century, and I believe so much that there's still some people out there, especially the male, that believe women role is actually in the kitchen and taking care of the
At this
home.
age and time. But where are they? Let's report them to the girls.
I mean, it will shock you that some people still think about it, even if they don't say it openly, but they still have that mindset. Do you believe women has to work twice as hard to be taken seriously?
That sounds twice as hard. Why? But why?
I mean, this is Africa.
But why? When we were in the class, we went to school with some guys. They ask us questions. We help them pass. I'm sorry, due respect, but that's the truth. So, in the class, I'm going to take it as far as a primary, secondary school, university. Most of us didn't work as hard as we didn't read as twice as to pass exam and teach our other guys how to pass. So why would you then finish university and the same smart ladies in the classroom have graduated and they're working now? We're working as hard as exactly what hard do you want us to work? Because the truth of the matter is that we are all very intelligent set of people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Male, female, we are intelligent. And intelligence is not one thing. There's linguistics intelligence, there's genetic intelligence, there's logical intelligence. There are different kinds of intelligence. And when you stop one, you are not making the society go round. So, and you can't possibly reduce someone. See, cooking is not a gender thing, and I hope people are listening. Sweeping is not gender thing. I was talking to a friend. I said, there's something I love to do weekends. I so love it. See, weekends is on my cleaning. Regardless who I have in my house, my room, I clean it. I take care of my room, wash my things, because I feel very comfortable. I feel alive. I love to cook. I get into my kitchen weekends. I cook my food. Anytime I'm available, I like to experiment in the kitchen, right? So, in the same way, I love some other things men love to do. I'm very sporty. I do sports a lot. I played football. I played for Pepsi Girls. I've done a lot of sports. So would you then say this restriction? I do not think. Are you not going to be hungry? Won't you eat, guy? You never eat today. You will cook your food. I understand the role of responsibility, and I'm not taking that off.
But don't you think that roles? I mean, everybody needs to know their roles. I mean, we have more weakness. We have some women have more strength in doing the.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. But does not then mean that the woman is stationed. Easy, because you're a woman does not necessarily mean you must cook very well, but at least learn to cook. Yeah. Do you understand? I want to shock you. Should we talk about this thing now this time?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, I think that we need to change some perspective. The perspective of saying that because I'm a man, I will not do this. Because I'm a guy, I cannot do this. It's also not good for you. Let's even leave anything. It's not good for you.
Like what are those things?
For an instance, some guys have never cooked before. If you're part of them, raise your hand up. Some guys have not cooked before. And they don't even want to try.
I'm not one of them.
Fine. See, you need to try to cook. There might be emergency. You will not have your wife is pregnant. And that night, you have to rush her to the hospital and you have not eaten for a whole day. And then it's 12 a.m. No Chicken Republic, no Mr. Beast, nothing available. Guy, you will starve. Yeah. So, but there are life skills, like swimming. It's a life skill. If you can learn driving, even if you don't have a car, go to drive. It's a life skill. You wouldn't know what would happen. Right? I mean, talking to my kids, there are some things you must learn. Is it karate? Is it swimming? Their lives. You find your place, something is happening. It's only swimming that can take you off that place. Please learn a life skill. And this is a life skill.
Yeah.
Cooking is life skill. Sweeping, would you want to sleep in a dirty place?
I agree with that.
So, yes, as much as women should do it, take care of your own, the reason I will say that because everybody has responsibility. The man is to provide, the woman is to nurture. So I'm not taking off that responsibility. So for you to nurture, there are things you must learn to do as a mother hen. So you can imagine a woman that says, I don't know how to cook. Your child needs to go to school. You wake up early in the morning. Or even if you have a help, if you allow your help to do everything for your child, it is actually not good, because the bond is, you're breaking the bond gradually. It's like a father that say, anytime your child comes, you go meet your mother. Daddy, give us money, go meet your mother. Daddy, go meet your mother. You know what you're doing? You're breaking off that respect of a father from your child. So everybody have their role. Does not necessarily mean that when the man does not have the money, that the woman cannot support.
Thank you very much for sharing that. So I want to ask this question. Have you ever felt pressured? Pressured in any form
even now I'm pressured.
So when you were, especially maybe in your career, relationship and all of that, and how do you handle?
I only talk about career. Some of us don't talk about relationship. You know why? Somebody called me when they say, look, you think you have psychological background or psychology background, would you talk to people, counsel them on relationship? I say, the reason I don't talk about relationships is that people differ. How you behave is how another person is different from someone. So because somebody did it here, you now want it to put in. This is not so I can talk about career. Yes, usually pressure. Relationship, again, I would say yes. Family is a relationship with children, with spouse, so they're all, yes. I started by saying that a life that is so smooth, you need to pray more. So those pressure, I would say, they sometimes are not very bad, because they push you to actually get some things done. There's nothing. I hear all saying this, my mental health. I mean, where did it come from?
Yeah, it come from
Which pressure? There's nothing wrong with your mental health. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
The construct of every human is the mind. So it's what you allowed into your mind. And that's why I tell people that Gen Zs, I say, okay, until I see somebody in the figure of Gen Z that is working with their head or eating through the nose, that is when I accept that things are changed. There are things that must be and should be. You cannot change nature and call yourself a name. That name is given. People accepted it. And because you accepted it, you now attach attributes to it, and people are behaving in a certain way. Being a Gen Z does not necessarily mean that you lose patience. You don't have manner, no courtesy. No, that's not what it means. I thought when I heard Gen Z, it was like a generation that are smarter, faster, and more proactive. That was what I thought. I wasn't going to be seeing a generation that is acting backward, because, no, backward in the sense that for everything, imagine as a Gen Z, I expect that you know 10 times of what I know, because you have opportunity of technology and everything. But rather, that is not the truth. They have narrowed what they are doing with their information. A lot of them, I would say, because we will be on a certain angle for a long time and not expanding our scope. Read everything. See that opportunity to have used it to read everything. If you had the opportunity to study about everything in 1 hour, as it is now, I can move from football to science to medicine to botany on my phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. That was what I thought I was going to get from the Gen Zs. They are not disappointing me. They're a wonderful generation. I love them so much. But I would wish that we use all the opportunity we have to positively to get better.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So what will you say to a young person that is, this is social media age where almost the Instagram, TikTok, they define how people actually live their life.
Yeah.
So what will you say to a young person who is feeling the pressure to look successful? To look successful, even though they are struggling privately.
Why? You see, there's a life. It's not bad to act in a certain life or a certain place you want to be. It's not bad, but may it not cost you deeply the now. That's the difference. You don't allow it to cost you deeply the now. And the truth is that wherever you're going starts with your mind. It's not just how you look. Some people will look it and never achieve it. Because one, they did not internalize the look. The difference is for someone who has internalized the look. Right? How do you internalize the look? I want to look in a certain way. You don't have everything it takes to look in that way. You have 2-3 jackets that will make you look that way. Every other day that you have the chance, wear the different of the jacket, stand yourself somewhere and tell yourself where you're going and begin to journal where you want to go. That is when you begin to internalize. So I wear this jacket and I pick a pen and paper and I begin to write. I'm going to be sitting among the board of directors in the next 5 years, and I'm going to be wearing a brown jacket, and these are the things I want to say. You drop it, you remove that jacket. One day you're going to pick that journal and ask yourself, where did I say I was going in 2 years? Doesn't it make sense? That is, so if you want to look where you're going without internalizing where you want to go to, you're starting to fail, because you'll be borrowing a life.
That you don't own.
You'll be borrowing a life.
Wow.
And to sustain that life you're borrowing, it'll be difficult.
Yeah.
And then
true.
when your friend now sees you in 2 years, you never see me. I
You
just
never
say,
see
don't
me,
me, Baba. You understand? You never see me, car. You see the streets. Because you have projected yourself wrongly. There's nothing wrong in claiming you want to be someone. Nothing wrong.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's say you want to mentor a young person right now. Let's say maybe a lady, to be precise. What's the first thing you would teach?
Why would it be a lady?
I mean, just any. I mean,
tell me anybody.
Maybe more lady who wants to approach you. You being a woman.
No, I disagree. That one I disagree.
Okay, so
I want to mentor somebody.
So let's just say you want to mentor a young person right now. So what's the first thing you would teach that person?
Okay, let me go back to your question. Why was it? Why were you looking at a lady? Don't worry, I'll come back.
Okay. So the thing is, I think most time women, they get more comfortable when they based on experience and all of that, things you went through and all of that. So as a man also, I believe a man has more experience being in. I think we might be staying in the same world, but our world view, the way we think, are actually different. So I want to get some of those experience from a man. So I believe most time when people want to choose mentor, sometimes they look at the gender. Sometimes, may not be all the time, but I think people.
I will shock you. All my mentors are male.
Wow.
I will shock you, and that's why I wanted to ask you why you would see.
Okay.
I'm not permitted to call their names. All my mentors are male, and I'm grateful to them. Guys, I love you, sirs. All my mentors, and they be doing wonderful. In fact, when I want to sleep, are you sleeping? You haven't done this. In fact, all my mentors are. They decided. See, we are going to be your accountability partner. All my mentors are male. Yes. And do you know why? If I must succeed in this business that is more of male, I need to go look for a man who's rugged and aggressive. So where are you going? Why gender? Where are you going? Imagine a guy that wants to do PhD and want to be a lecturer and feels that most of my students that come to me, how did you get there? Maybe okay, there's this aspect of this person I like. I want her to mentor me. And you are a male. Exactly. And
no.
Mentorship is not 360. Excuse me. You pick my spiritual mentor is not the same thing as my career mentor, not the same person as my business mentor. So if I'm looking for a mentor and I'm saying, okay, there's this person, she's quite prayerful, she's an intercessor in the church, and the guy walks up to me and says, I like the way you pray. What has prayer got to do with my gender? So what do you want? In what area would you want to be mentored? Okay, so back to your question. So if a young lady comes to me and they want me to mentor, I would then ask, in what area?
Okay.
Spiritually, is it in a business, what? So that would be my first, because you must know where you're going. Then I have to determine whether I have the capacity. So capacity now, not in terms of competence, now capacity in terms of maybe time, in terms of resources and all that. So actually, somebody walked us me 2 weeks ago and she wanted me to mentor her, and I told her I can't. In fact, her mother called on her behalf. And I invited her to the office and I told her, look, beautiful, I can't do this, but I will refer you. I had to refer her to someone.
Why did you?
I do not have the time.
Okay.
I do, because it's mentorship is not, how are you doing? It's a follow through.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's a follow. I need to be sure what you're doing at a time per time. And I have people already on ground. And that's, secondly, the area she wants me to mentor her is in my fourth step. It's not 1, 2, 3. Meaning, it's not an area that I'm focusing on. Yeah, exactly. So that area, is it 4th or 6th step even? So I won't say yes to you because I'm not going to be effective. So it depends on what this young lady wants.
I think I love that sincerity.
Exactly.
A lot of people would have taking that opportunity to mentor that person, they
No,
still not get the value from it.
Excellence is it what it is, and is a follow through. Mentorship is a follow through. It's a follow through, and it is not. You must be accountable. So I'm not saying you need to fuse yourself to the person, but for whatever tasks I've given to you to do quarterly, at the time I should also check up on you. Guy, what are you doing? What have you done?
Yeah.
You know, it's like supervision. I supervise some PhD students as well, and so when they are doing their thesis, sometimes I call them. Sir, what have you done now? Where are you? What chapter? What have you? So it's something like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've known you for years now, and I realize that you work mostly with, I mean, the people that work for you mostly are young people.
Yeah.
So, and recently when I came to your office, I mean, it's still the same thing. So, what do you think actually makes somebody truly valuable in an organization?
I like very deep a question. Now, so what makes you valuable in an organization first determines what the organization sees at value, if you're taking it from organizational perspective. Yeah. So it is the value the organization plays, or their shared value will make you valuable and relevant in that organization. So, but if you now talk about it on context of being valuable, right? What are the attributes of someone who is valuable? I pick it from that perspective. But if you narrow it to an organization, it will take us a long journey, because I'm going to be saying what I we see as someone who is valuable may be different from what another organization. Okay. Do you understand? So I will take it from the context of being valuable. And for my kind of person, I'll narrow it. You see, I love excellence a lot. You say you have worked with me for some time, you have known me. I've also said that I've learned on my job. So for you to be a valuable person, see, you must do beyond what you're asked to do. Beyond. So let me take you to workplace. You know, they are asking you to ensure that, let's say for instance, you make 60 calls a day, right? You have just done the basic. A valuable person will make 60 calls. The question you'll be asking yourself, why am I supposed to make the call in the first place? Why are you making call? To just hear people's voices? No, now you're making call because you want to convert people to your business. Hey, a valuable person will not just make 60 calls. A valuable person will go beyond and start asking them, selling the business, and ensuring that out of the 60, at least 5 people will buy business from them. That is value. That is value. But that you have called people because I asked you to come, you're not beyond a step, you're not beyond nursery and primary school students. That's the truth of the matter. So when you do things beyond, take it beyond what you're asked to do in an organization, you're valuable, you're relevant. Even when you leave, they will look for you. Do you understand? Another thing is people who believe in results. You see, if you always give results, what we see more is activities, and people mistake activities to performance. I have done this, I've done this, I've done this. So each time when I talk as a strategist, I will always ask you, that thing you have done, what results did you get
from it?
So when you're constantly, not even constantly meeting target, constantly getting result. Some people year in, year out, month in, month out, they are not getting result. They keep doing activities all through. So you're not going to be valuable. Well, even for yourself. And I always believe that whatever habits you cultivate, or there's all called habit stacking, whatever habits you build on, that stacking habits, whatever habits you build on every day becomes part of you. People say, let me just be doing it, I will leave here and start my own. You will not start your own and do very well if you do, because you have built a habit of not getting result. So even when you start, you struggle with result. But you will be thinking, I'm working for someone, my own. If you are not able to break a job of, say, 5 million for 10 years of working with somebody, you think when you resign, start your own 1 month, you make time. It's not possible because you didn't build the habit of result. So, but over time, you become valuable rather, and when you begin to build the results. So, valuable comes with excellence. It comes with being, obviously, I know honesty is very important to say honesty. Then result driven. And like I said, doing beyond you're expected to do. Yes, sir. For me, yes, for you to be valuable in an organization, just pick this up. But you know one thing? In all, you are the center of it all. You're the center of it all. There's no organization that will do beyond the capacity, no, not just capacity, that will do beyond the character, the competence, and the capacity of the individuals working there. So for you to be valuable, you must have the right character, you must have the right competence, you must have the right capacity. obviously. These three, go with it, and that's it.
Wow. Speaking of character right now, have you ever rejected someone who is qualified? I believe this person actually has the skill. They actually qualify, but they are not qualified in character. Have you ever?
Yes, now. Yes. In fact, even just happened last week.
So, well, I mean, how does character and competence actually?
See, if you have all the competence and character in the, all the competence and capacity in the world, you don't have character, forget it. You know why? I can teach you. I will teach you competence. I'll teach you how to do interview. I'll teach you how to train. I'll teach you. But I cannot teach a liar how to unlie.
Yeah, that's very
I will not teach a biter how to know how to unlearn. There are things that they are difficult to unlearn and they are ingrained. So you can't do. See, character is important. Forget your. I hear people say I can. You see, if you like, be the 100% performer. You are a cankerworm if you do not have the right character. For it is not. And when I talk about character, I mean character with. You see, there's this calmness. There's some people that will come around you. You just feel peace. There's nothing that kills productivity like people that are toxic in their character. You get it's not about what how many things you can do. Is how. Imagine a leader who comes to the office every day and sees somebody maybe putting the head on the seat, and you're like, what are you stupidly doing? And he said, this manager is good. You're not good. Because one thing that must happen in a workplace that people must be comfortable enough to be productive.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. So, if you have watched to this very extent, I believe you must have been gaining a whole lot of value. So, I want you to do something for me. I want you to please go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds to do that. Subscribe right now, like and share, so that the algorithm might be able to show this video to more people to also get the value you are actually getting right now. So I believe you've done that. Thank you. So still talking about career and all of that, was there a mistake you made while growing up that you regret and you would like the young people to avoid it?
In terms of career?
Any way.
Yeah. I'm still thinking, I'm thinking, mistake. I can talk about a lot of jobs. My growing up, like I said, was quite smooth. My growing up was a bit smooth. I mean, maybe because I got married very early, right? So I got married before I was 20. So my growing up was a bit smooth. I wouldn't say that's not a regret. It's not. It's a plus. Having my wonderful kids. No. So my growing up was smooth. But business-wise, I think I have a lot of some mistakes I would love to share. And those mistakes came out of the need to get into doing what we ought to do. For an instance, if you're starting a business today or you want to grow a career, and your goal, for me, the goal was help people, get people done, help people, support people. I wasn't looking at the profit part of the business. It's good, it's bad. It is bad because at a time people begin to take advantage because you are always pouring yourself and even giving extra. If I have my way, I'll start a bit aggressively. I would have, yes, if I asked to repeat that stage of my business, I would have been more aggressive about it. Not, yes, people will like you. Maybe that's why we get today. I just sit in my room and people will say, I just referred you to, and maybe that's the advantage. But with what it is now, if I have my way, really, I would have loved to be a bit aggressive. Aggressive to the extent that I want my job done, do the job for me, pay me my money. And if you're not paying my money, I'll tell you, we'll look at it. But before we even finish and you're almost done, I'm even starting already. I'm already starting. I'm like, get this thing done for me. I'm starting. So I don't think it's also very good to do, right? But I did it, and I've stopped because I've learned it's not very good. Some people will use you, carry all the ideas, drain your head, and they will call another person to do the job for them. Now, so one lady came to me, young lady. She started a business, and somebody called her. Oh, I like the way you do it. Very young, I think she's just 22. I like the way you do it. Come help me do it. And she went to the man's office. Husband and wife. They drained her with ideas. She was even writing. They even asked her, when you're done, bring it, send it on WhatsApp. She sent it on WhatsApp. Ask me what they told the girl. Wow. They decided, the management said they need somebody that has maybe more years of experience. Wow. So when you think you need someone with more years of experience, why did you call the young girl? She felt very, you know. Yeah, and I told her my experience. I say it happened, but next time I told her what to do. Do summary.
I've been in that shoe, and
please do summary. Do summary. And they ask you to send a summary. Don't send. Brief them. So can we have 3-way calls? Let's have 3-way calls. And then
I learned this the hard way. Actually.
No. You brief them. See, and I celebrate the young ones out there. They are pushing hard and wanting to make it happen. But don't let the other generation to use your head. I know you guys are smart. I'm sorry, my dear generation. Please, these young ones are depending on and trying to survive. Let's support them to survive right. So, yes, I must say that. The girl came crying. That mass, don't worry, it happens. I was there too, but in a different way. And she sent everything to them. They didn't call her back.
Wow.
So, yes, I had that part. So, I'm telling you, my dear ones, for you to grow, you would fail, you'll be disappointed, you'll be betrayed, but trust me, they are all learning curves. But you need to learn how not to make such mistake again. So when you're called in such cases, give me download, give me work plan. No work plan. The only time you give work plan is when there's commencement of commitments. Do you understand? You give summary. Give them summary and work with it.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So, you know, we live in a world, especially in Nigeria, that pushes a whole lot of young people to do almost anything for money. So how can a young person stay successful without losing their value or their faith?
I want to say that it's a choice. Nobody pushes anybody to do anything. Right from the time of the John the Baptist, the kingdom of God has been suffering violence. And the violent what?
Taken away by force.
Go read Daniel, read Joseph. It wasn't easy for them. They were pushed to the extent of their lives. And they vowed that they will not do this. And they did not do it. Their time was worse than this one. Nobody's putting gun in our heads. It's a choice. No matter how bad the Nigeria and the country is. And as a matter of fact, we are in a blessed country. I know we have our issues. Some other countries, when you get there, you'll be shocked what is happening. I must say, this is not me advocating, but it's my country, so I'm advocating for my country. So I want us, no matter how bad it looks, it is a choice. If you decide to do anything, it's a choice. If you want to carry gun today, it's a choice. If what you're doing is a choice, you had alternatives. You may decide to do other things. You could do Yahoo. Why are you not doing Yahoo? Nobody. The economy is difficult, but I would always tell us to start little. You must be content. If you do not have the spirit of contentment, you would do what you shouldn't do. What you cannot buy, don't buy. What you can't afford for yourself, if you're asking someone else to do for you, don't be entitled. You know, do you understand? So you're not entitled. You're asking for help. And if you don't get the help, use what you can use. Sometimes I deny even my loved ones something so that they will know that you cannot have everything. You see, delayed gratification is very important. Even to yourself. You tell yourself, I deserve this. No, but you won't get it now because you need to do that. That is growth. That is what growth is. But if you must get everything you desire to get, you want to steal. And then you now begin to say it's Nigerian pressure. It is a choice.
Yeah, it is.
So whatever life you have decided to do is a choice. And I will ask you mustn't start a business. And if you must start a business, you should start with what you can start with. If you still have 9-to-5 job that is giving you 100,000, 150, do it with all your heart, soul, body, and spirit. Do it like your life depends on it. Why you're asking God? Because God will bless you with what's in your hand. It could be a job that you're doing well.
Before we go to the last section of this podcast, while we're having at the back segment, when we were talking earlier, you were saying something about if you had known, maybe you wouldn't have married at 22.
This guy is wicked.
So
This guy is wicked.
Can you please?
No, I said maybe. Not wasn't an affirmative, because you see, if there's anything I have enjoyed is marrying early.
Okay.
And I'm not asking you to do so.
Can you tell us how? How did you do it?
I did it, Sha.
I mean, we want to know.
I did it.
I mean, a lot of people have actually tried this. A lot of people have tried this, and let's just say it didn't work out for them. But was there something that you actually did, or maybe something came your way that actually helped you through?
You know, I can't stop talking about. See, you see some part of the success, you're not seeing the other part of the failure. You have seen a part of success. You can only imagine the failure in the success. Don't go there. When we are talking about marriage issues, we bring that one. You have seen success. If I tell you the failure, you will say, no, that's not true. Wow. Do you understand? So let's leave that matter.
Okay, so the last question.
Yes, please.
So you've actually worked with both small enterprise and big brands, some which I know. So what mistake do you think most entrepreneur actually makes? What's one of the biggest mistake entrepreneur makes?
Some entrepreneurs don't even know what they want when they are starting a business.
Okay.
Mistake number one. And that's also not our fault, because most people start business on survivor. You know, we have said this before.
Yeah.
Then when they now start the business on survivor, they refuse to look at the business as so. Let's take it one after another. You start a business in area of the things you know, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Why you have started that? That's your idea. That's your innovation. You need to now begin to. So there's one thing about business. There's another of running the business. So one thing I've seen about businesses and small businesses, which we are also victim until we learned how to do it better, is that a lot of businesses, especially the smaller ones, I mean, I'm talking about the youth that are even starting business, is you need to take off yourself from the business. I'm not saying take off your idea. You own the business, right? You want to run the business. As you start that business, begin to split your money. That is for the younger ones. Then split your money, yes. Pay yourself. Pay yourself.
Okay.
Yes. That money is not your own. So you, even if whether you have staff or not, save that you have staff next year. Save that you're going to have an office in 2 years.
In a situation whereby you are not even making so much.
That 100,000 that you have made in a month, save something. You see, it is the future you will call forth that you will get.
It is the future you call forth that you get.
Yes.
That's so profound.
So you need to save something. You see, even if you're not saving too much, sometimes you say that saving, you still go and take it to, but call it a name. Give it a name. So one of the things is separating your money. That's one mistake I see aside that. And then when they begin to grow, another mistake is system and structure. People tell you, I'm making money, what do I need system for? But you need to put system in place.
Yeah, that system is a whole lot of conversation.
So the system must run for you. And no matter how small it is, every business has a culture. You know, the one you're not even doing well is a culture. Yes. The culture is whether it's good or bad. It's a culture.
It's a culture.
Yes. Culture of not saving is a culture. Culture of saving is a culture. You get.
Wow. Thank you very much for that insightful information. Yeah, so we have some anonymous questions here, and we're going to just run them very quick.
Okay.
So these questions, I don't know who actually asked it. I mean, they are in my community and all of that, so it's anonymous. So the first question I have here says, I work in a media firm. My name is Joseph. What system and discipline can I put in place to maintain excellence?
So is this person speaking as an HR or?
I don't know, he said I work in a media firm.
Okay. So that means in his system is observed that there's no excellence and there's no discipline.
Yeah, I guess.
So if he needs to do that, he needs to determine what excellence means to them. What is the standard of measuring excellence? So if you say, okay, for every job we have, for you to do excellence in our job. Now, if you want to know, is it on job or behavior? But let me just take it randomly.
I think he's talking about both system and discipline as
okay, that's fine. So let's say for system, now there are different kinds of system, but let's use results. result driven or performance driven as one of the system is talking about. So for performance driven, say they have a target for every employee to meet up of 70% per month or per week, as the case may be, or whatever target they do, 70% result. And these people are not getting results. So you need to determine what is excellent. Is it 65%? Is it 70%? Is it, what percentage do we have as what we call excellence? So you need to determine that.
Okay.
So he determines what is excellent for his business, for their business, and then he runs it. But for him to do that, if you need to punish one person, if somebody has done wrong, discipline now, everybody must be punished. What goes for A must go for B. You do not punish A for the same error, and you will not punish B. Do you understand? Okay, I mean, consequences. Let me use the word consequences.
Yeah, Joseph, I believe you've actually learned something from here. So another question we have here says, my name is Chika.
Yes.
How can I move from fear of not good enough?
Ooh. How did this person determine it's not good enough? Who told you that?
I think she must have. Maybe someone must have.
Hey, so you're accepting. I think we said this earlier. Nobody, if you know yourself too well, you can't be put down. You need to know. See, you need to have self-awareness. Everybody has this fear of, am I enough? Please, you are enough.
You are enough. I am enough.
You are enough. See, the thing is, the enough is not, it's not the now. You're talking to your future self. Do you understand? That statement is not in the now. You're talking about your future self. So because you assume your future self is enough, so you're enough. You just keep helping yourself. Do you understand? Keep helping yourself. Keep doing it. Keep getting better. So nobody tells you you're not enough. The question is, are you not enough? In what aspects? How are you not enough? So let me just move a little bit. Somebody came to me and said her boyfriend told her that it was just out of pity, I'm dating you. And I asked her, did you call him your boyfriend? He said, Madino, one of the most painful aspect of my boyfriend. I said, please don't say he's your boyfriend. First, he's not qualified to be called a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Nobody should pity you. As a matter for what? Are you crippled? Even if you are, you're blind. Nothing is wrong with you.
Wow. Thank you.
So we are more than enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the third question I have here says, what does company want exactly? Said, I've been applying for a job for almost 2 years now. What are company looking for exactly? Even after I have updated my CV and I know more about the job and I think I am also qualified, but not getting job.
Yes, he applying.
Say, what does company want?
What's he applying for? How much is he asking for? So I come. There's a challenge. Last year I was speaking with a group of friends and I told them that there's some sort of pandemic, or there's going to be some sort of pandemic in terms of employment in the next few years, and I'm maintaining that because the supply and the demand is like this. The supply, the university, the institutions that are giving training and educating us and the rest of them. Then the demand is what the suppliers, what the employers want. The skills, the competencies and all that the employers want is different from what the suppliers are training out and bringing out of. So the gap is high. And then we are now certificate-driven set of what certificate do you have? And then those certificates are not actually giving the practical knowledge of the work. So you have acquired all the certificates and you don't know you don't have the practical know-how. And you're applying for a job. And the business owner is saying, do you have this? That is one. And then you do not have the practical experience. You're not asking for 500 million, 500,000. So a lot of people too are not willing to start small. I understand the economy is bad. But you need to equate your experience, not your qualification, not your certificate. That is the error.
Equate it with.
Exactly. There's this work experience that people have, and then certificate experience. Because you are a chartered accountant, because you got done CIPM, because you have this certificate, does not qualify you to get a job. I'm sorry to say, those are just secondary. What qualifies you? You know that I've been doing this particular thing for 14 years. I can practically tell you, I have seen people with the best of qualifications and they never get jobs. Because when I interview you, I'm talking about practical experiences. And what I hear or say is edited CVs. And that's why I said in my company, nobody does CV for anybody. I want to help you do your CV. It's not my office. I don't do CV for anybody. Because I've seen persons come with CV and I'm reading their CV. They say, "Ma, are you sure that's my CV?" Because they did the CV themselves. They gave to a professional and they pied some things. I'm beginning to say, okay, you said you do this. Can you tell me that? Ma'am, I'm not sure. Are you sure that's my CV? I said, that is your name.
That's your name.
So there are a lot of issues. The person should check, where are you applying? How is he applying? How much is he asking? How many years of experience do you have? Do you have practical experience? Have you attended the right set of interviews? Are you applying to the right? And again, we have agencies. I don't blame them. We have agencies. Some agencies are not getting this job. They just put job out there. They make you apply, they interview you and keep you on hold until when somebody now calls them that they need you. So there are different between agencies, recruiters, and management consultants. That's another thing I want to share there. Yeah. And because we like it so quick, one agency doesn't want to pay 5,000. Some people will tell you, this is not speaking evil about anybody's job. I mean, I'm just giving an example. 1 month salary will be taking 50%. The second month salary they take 20%, something like that. Yes, people do it and they get good jobs. But sometimes people just interview, not because a company needs them, so to say. They just interview and keep them. When the company asks for, they now call them. It could be that one. So I wouldn't know. But whatever it is, it may not be company's fault.
Thank you very much for that. So the last question I have here says, my name is Kalu Precious. I'm in a confused state now. I recently finished my NYSC. I also want to pursue my passion for fashion designing, and I want to also work in a corporate organization. My parents are ready to sponsor my fashion business, but I just have the urge to know more about corporate ethics. What can I do?
Oh, I love that. I think there's one of my conversation you listened to, you just told me about.
Like gig economy.
And I said this obviously. You see, it's good. Even if you don't, I like remote is not bad, but if you need to grow, at least do hybrid. So I like that perspective, and I'll say kudos. That's a good one. It's also good you have that experience. Share from, know what is wrong, because if you're able to work in an office place, maybe this lady, I'm thinking she just doesn't want to have a fashion home, but a place that is actually looking like a structured system. So she wants to see how, what it means, what it takes to have a structured system. And you won't know that until you learn in a certain place. So possibly, I would also encourage her, while she's doing that, she could do hybrid now. So how she's going to go about, it's not a thing of being confused. Thank God her parents can sponsor her, but she can find a place to give herself a certain time to work, or she could volunteer to actually work in a place.
Wow. So we've actually come to the very end of this episode, and I must say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Jennifer Seidu. I mean, you've shared a lot of insights, a lot of wisdom to the young and adults out there. Thank you so much for everything you've shared with us. I'm really, really grateful, and I believe a whole lot of people have actually learned one or two things from this episode. I am not gonna keep everything I've actually learned here. I'll keep sharing it, and thank you so much for everything. Do you want to say anything to the viewers out there?
Oh, well, thank you for watching, and then I will say, before the viewers, I will say thank you for this. You're doing great. And knowing you for some years now and seeing what you're doing and where you're going, even if you've not shared where you're going, but I can see it from the passion you put into it. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, I would say well done, and I see greater you in future by God's grace, in Jesus' name. And the wonderful viewers out there, I would say keep connecting, right? And for all that you do, be you. Let no one tell you how to be you. Be you. Be focused. Ensure that you are not stopped by the failure. I would say that failure is a way to get you starting again and starting well. Alternatively, you could read it from the other side. There is a way that you have learned not to do some things in a certain way, like other persons have said. So make sure you are climbing, but don't wait until you see the end before you climb. Just keep climbing. Keep asking yourself, what do I need to see next? And then most importantly, if you want to be a good person, if you want people to be good with you and around you, be a good person. Whatever you want to define people to be that person, and you see everybody come around you. Be the best you can be, and keep watching this page. God bless you all, and hope to be here again some other time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. So please don't forget how we do it here. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share your thoughts, what you've actually learned, what actually stood out for you. And don't forget to share this video so that many people will be able to see it. So I'm going to see you on the next episode. Cheers.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.